All right. So this is gonna be fun for you, Frederick, since you're the only one here. So you're gonna get to practice all of them on you. So I took a class with one of my coaches, and she's really into somatic therapy to change patterns. And this most recent class is how to change any habit. So how we define a habit is habitual neuropathways. So a lot of times our brain, because we've talked about this before, it loves efficiency. It loves accessing those same neural pathways over and over because it's so efficient, right? And so a lot of times we'll have a similar response to the same thing, which creates, right, the same emotional response. And we get into these habitual patterns, like anxiety is a habitual pattern, confusion, overwhelm. All those are habitual patterns that our brain accesses. And so the foundation of this is how to put a roadblock. Like your brain is starting down that pattern. We want to put a roadblock up to stop it, to redirect it, to get it to stop taking that same neural pathway. We want it to stop, redirect, to give it a new neural pathway. And that's kind of the purpose of this. And these things that I'm going to teach you, I'm going to teach you 3 different techniques today. That is the intention of them, is to become the roadblocks for you, to stop the, let's just use anxiety, to stop the anxiety pattern so you can redirect. Anytime you have a question, Frederick, just chime in and let me know. So yeah. Let's see here. So the first one is we're going to do, it's kind of like a, I have it here on the board. So the somatic body, whenever we hear somatic, just know that that's body, changes the brain faster. And the first technique we're going to do is the back and forth technique. So if you have like your iPod case or a pen or something, an object, you just need an object with you. Pick it up. Let's say you're going to use your pen right now. All right. And what we're going to do, like anxiety is an emotion that spends a lot of time in one hemisphere of the brain. Okay. And so this technique, and I'll move back so you can see, is all about accessing both hemispheres of the brain and spreading out that neural activity to both hemispheres. So you're going to have your object, you're going to bring it midline of the body across the midline, pass to the other hand, and come back over here. And you don't have to do it right in front of your face. You can do it here. She teaches this to children. Sometimes the kids will do it under their desk. The main thing is it's got to pass the midline of the body. All right, so we're passing back and forth. And I will send you this video. So if you want to do this activity with me and you can go back and watch it, take notes, that's completely fine. So what I want you to do before we start is think of an emotion, a situation. I know you have lots of situations right now, right? And feel the emotion in your body. Pick a specific emotion because I know we have lots, so just pick one. And then in your brain on a scale from 0 to 10, rate how intensely you feel this emotion. Okay. All right. Now we're going to take our pen and we're just going to begin to pass it across the midline of our body. And the reason this is working is because we're spreading that neural activity over to both hemispheres, right? Instead of just staying stuck in that one hemisphere, repeating that same neural pathway over and over. And you can just begin to feel the body start to shift, right? It kind of starts like almost for me immediately, like I start to feel like this calming sensation. And so notice in you, like, what are you feeling?
And just becoming calmer.
Yeah. So
Um,
this,
as I have felt the body release a little bit, and just there's just the emotions just less present and less, or if it's present, it occupies less of my thoughts, my mind.
so this is based in the EMDR, bilateral stimulation, right? So it has, you can see, make the connections right now. And we're going to just stop. And again, I want you to check in. What do you notice?
It's a lot less intense.
So you've created that roadblock. On that scale from 0 to 10, is the number less?
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, what you did is you created that roadblock for yourself. We had that neural pathway. We put the stop sign in, redirected. Okay. I'm going to give you 3 techniques. This was one. I'm going to give you 2 more. And then at the end, we're going to finish with how to put a new emotion in that place. This is just the stop part, right? We'll work on at the end, the redirect part. Okay. Option 2 for you guys is the peripheral vision. And this one is super easy. You can do it anywhere. And you guys are familiar with this because I've taught you guys a lot about sympathetic nervous system versus parasympathetic nervous system. And I want you to think about when we are in the sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight, right? Imagine if you were running from that lion, you are focused on the tree ahead of you, right? If that's where you picked out, like, I got to climb this tree to get away from the lion, your vision is very tunnel visioned to that tree. Yeah. Okay. So the body's wired. When we get tunnel vision, it's wired to go into that sympathetic state, fight or flight. But when we can start to access the peripheral part of our vision, it sends the message to the body that we're safe, because peripheral is only permissible when we are safe. So what you do is you find a focal point. Take your gaze nice and soft on that focal point. And then I want you to expand out through your peripherals. Like seeing as far to the peripherals, but don't move your eyes. Keep them focused right at that one spot, nice and soft. Pull the peripherals out. Try to get them as wide, almost as if you could see behind you. Good. And then we're going to bring it back in. And that's something super easy. This puts a stop sign up. This also pushes us into the parasympathetic nervous system.
That's insane. I just felt my entire body like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that one works really well.
Yes, it does. Okay, because it's right. It's triggering. We're accessing how our brain is so historically wired, and it's wired. Peripheral is permissible when we're safe. All right. Questions on that one? No. All right. Then we're going to go to the third one now. Again, these are just all options that you can just choose, pick and choose from. Some work in sometimes, some work in different situations. Like that peripheral one is so easy for you to do at work or anywhere, walking down the street. It would be a great one to teach your kiddos, right? To help them throughout their days. All right. So the third one is faster EFT. You guys are familiar with EFT. I'm a big proponent of EFT. I love EFT, tapping. This one is just a faster version. So again, I want you to go to a place where you can pick a memory or a situation or circumstance that creates an emotional state, and I want you to feel that emotion, connect with it. So I know we're going up and down with you right now a lot. And then on a scale again from 0 to 10, how intensely are you feeling that emotion? Got it? Okay. So what we're going to do, 3 fingers, top of the head. I release and let it go. We're going to go in between the eyes to that third eye and the 2 eyebrow points. I release and let it go. Outside of the eye, on that bone, I release and let it go. Under the eye, I release and let it go. Flat hand to your chest, patting your chest. I release and let it go. We're going to grab your wrist, so wrapping the fingers around the points there. We're going to inhale and a slow, longer exhale. Again, inhale. Slow and longer exhale. And now notice it. How does that emotion feel now on that scale from 0 to 10?
That one feels more like it brings it out, up and out.
Okay.
So I felt it in my chest, and now it's like at the back of my throat. Like I would have had to continue a little to like sort of yawn it out or whatever.
Cool. So let's do another round of it.
Okay.
Okay. So now you know, like, okay, let's say if we started and you were at like a 9, and now you're like at a 6. Okay. So that's where we're at. So then we go back, tapping on the head. I release and let it go. In between the eyes, I release and let it go. Outside of the eye, I release and let it go. Under the eye, I release and let it go. Chest, I release and let it go. Grab the wrist, inhaling deeply. Slow, long exhale. Inhaling. Slow exhale. And notice how you feel.
Halfway there again. But yeah, halfway more there. So
Good.
it's working. I think I just have to do a couple of rounds. And what was I gonna say? Yeah, you just really feel it come out, wanting to come out.
Good.
Whereas the other two, it was more of a decrease in intensity. This is kind of like a purge.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So now you know, okay, these two, I can decrease the intensity of them, right? When I need to put those roadblocks up for myself. This one really works for me to help move it out. They're
Right.
all 3 very valuable tools for you.
So I was gonna ask, at the benefit of other people watching later, um, if you're doing more than one round, does it help to change hands?
That's just up to you. It's really about like the tapping points and like, because they're associated with acupuncture points too.
Right.
Like if you want to do changing hands, that's totally fine too.
Or at least, if not changing hands, changing sides, because you know, the side of
Yeah.
the eye. Why is it you're always doing it on the same side, maybe
Yeah.
doing it on the other side helps or not? I don't know. I'm just
Yeah.
asking.
Yeah. If you're doing traditional EFT, right, that's a little bit longer, it's kind of always the same circle, but you can use both hands, right?
Right.
If I'm doing traditional, I'm here, but then I'm here, and then I'm here together, here, and then I tap here together.
Okay.
Yeah.
But this is just a
This is just a
more
quick, fast.
quick. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're made to interrupt. We got to interrupt this process.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. Questions on any of those 3?
Um, no, I think they're really good.
Okay.
It's just it's just a practice of being mindful realizing you're in a loop and then thinking of using these to get out of it.
Yeah, I think the best, easiest way to do that is just kind of little mini check-ins through the day. Like, what emotion am I feeling right now? Right. Then you're
Right.
going to know. And I think you also, you guys know, subconsciously to some degree what your habitual loops are. That's like, I'm constantly feeling this. Like maybe anxiety is for some of you. For me, it's like I always have this tension in my chest that feels like I'm missing something. Like I forgot, like I have an appointment that I forgot about. Right. And that's just a habitual loop that I'm in. I'm aware of it. I just didn't know how to stop it.
Right.
Because at this point, it's an emotional response. It's not like a thought thing that's then created.
No, it's like triggered, right?
Yeah. It's like I show up into the office and then it automatically my brain's like, oh, we're in the office. Okay, here we go to this emotion. It's that habitual.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not really trauma, but it's a pattern created by a negative emotion in a certain context that repeats itself.
Yeah. Like think about like procrastination, being late. Those are all
Yeah.
habitual patterns as well.
Yeah, I get really stressed out when I'm about to be late someplace or when I'm having people over and I'm stressed out about how they're gonna think of, how
Yeah.
clean my apartment is or whatever.
Yeah.
It's those and I get, grumpy or bitchy or whatever. And then I'm only ever fine once it's everybody's there and everything's fine. But now I can think of that. That's actually a situation where I can use some of these to
Yeah.
be like, okay, calm the fuck out. Like no
Right.
one's gonna judge you for your cleaning.
Right.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, it's good.
Okay. Um, so to break the pattern, we got to interrupt it. That's what we've done here. Okay. It also less intensifies it. But then when we can get to a place, um, we want to like start changing the emotion around it. So we want to create a new habit, right?
Yep.
So to do that, I'm going to teach you guys how to do a little bit of self-hypnosis. This is self-hypnosis. This is the tool for you to do it to yourself. Okay. It's very easy, very quick. So what you're going to do, and again, we'll do it together. We'll practice it through, and then I'll go back and explain it again so you can take your notes on it. Is you're going to find a focal point that is not me. So if you want to turn and look at another wall, just somewhere that's not where you're focusing on me. Okay. And I'm going to count down. It's a countdown from 10 to 1. And there's going to be eyes open, eyes closed, and visualization. Super easy and simple. Okay. So just imagine we're going to close your eyes. You're just going to see the number 10 float in the vision. And then a wave of relaxation falls over your body. And as the wave rolls down, the 10 disappears. And then you open your eyes and close our eyes. And the number 9 appears, and another wave of relaxation rolls down the body. And as it rolls, the 9 fades away. And we open our eyes, close our eyes, and 8 appears. And it begins to fade away as a wave of relaxation rolls down the body. And then we open our eyes and close our eyes, and 7 appears. And then the wave of relaxation rolls down the body again, and 7 fades away. We open our eyes and close our eyes, and 6 appears. And another wave of relaxation rolls down the front of the body, and the 6 begins to disappear. And we open our eyes and close our eyes, and 5 appears. And then the 5 begins to fade as another wave of relaxation rolls down the back side of the body. And we open our eyes and close our eyes, and the 4 appears. And a wave of relaxation rolls down the body, and the 4 disappears. And we open our eyes and close our eyes, and the 3 appears. And the 3 fades away, and the wave of relaxation gently and slowly rolls down the body. And we open our eyes and we close our eyes. And we go to the number 2. And then it fades away as a wave of relaxation rolls down the body ever so slowly and gently. And then we open our eyes and close our eyes, and the 1 appears. And then we feel the wave of relaxation rolling out of the body, and the 1 disappears. And we open our eyes and we close our eyes, and we see a movie screen. And we begin to see how we want to feel when this habit is changed. What does our life look like? See yourself in being the star of this movie. See yourself with this new habit, how you feel. Feel it in your body right now. The new clothes on. Really connect with this and the emotion of what it would feel like. And then when you're ready, you'll just float back out of this place, back to where we are, shaking it off. How was that?
Good. Good. I can see the oh, I can't find the word right now. The benefit.
Were you able
I
to?
had a
Good.
Go ahead.
Good.
Um, I had like a 1920s movie, Charlie Chaplin style,
Yeah.
black and white. Yeah.
But were you able to access the motion of how you wanted to feel?
Well, I was displaying what I wanted to feel, but I don't think that I felt it in my body.
Okay.
It was more like a look what you could get if you weren't feeling that emotion and going back into your.
Good. Yeah. So in the movie screen, like visualization is really powerful because the brain doesn't know the difference between reality and visualization. So what we're doing when you're visualizing, like, this is what I want my life to be, this is how I want the new habit I want to create and the emotion I want to feel, right? Like people coming over, like we could use that example, like you getting really nervous and anxious when you know you're going to have guests coming over. When we visualize all the guests coming over and you feeling like excited and relaxed, right? What it's creating is a new neural pathway for your brain. Like, this is how we feel when this situation happens. And so that's kind of the intention behind it, is like we're putting new emotions into situations and circumstances to train our body. This is how we want, this is how we're supposed to feel, not this.
Right. I get it. So the more you do it, the more you train your brain to feel a certain way in a certain situation.
Yeah.
So this is all good for patterns. It's not a way to calm down in a specific and new situation. It's really to when you notice that you've got a pattern of feeling a certain way in certain situations that repeat themselves, you can go through this to try to change it.
Yes, and it's a yes and question because your brain has already got all these patterns, if I will, and new situations. It already has a template of like this broad new situation. This is what we do. It may not be specific, but this is kind of what we do with new people, right? So it already has patterns. So you can use it in a new situation. You want to try to use these three to stop and redirect. The hypnosis is then once we've noticed, like, oh, this is a pattern, I'm going to go in and change the emotion attached to this pattern.
Okay, so there's no point doing the hypnosis if it's a new pattern, because if you're doing the first three when a new situation arrives, then your brain's not going to create the neural pathway.
Right. Right.
That's destructive.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. That's what I had for you guys. So let's see here. We have 30 minutes. Do you any questions? You want coaching?
No, I'm good. We had coaching before, and I could go and use the time for more emails because I've been gone for 2 weeks.
Okay.
But thanks so much. That's useful, and I'll look back on it to take notes because I was yeah. You'll post it in the group.
Yeah, that's a good question. I may just email it to you guys because I got to figure out how to download the Zoom recording. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. I know sometimes I don't get your emails, so I guess you'll
You don't get them from MailerLite, but you usually get them from my
email.
Gmail account. So I'll send it from my
Yeah.
Gmail account. Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Bye, girl.
Bye.